When we compare ancient Egypt to the rest of the ancient world, something feels wrong. While many societies were still struggling with unstable governments, constant invasions, and short lifespans, Egypt was building monuments that still stand today, organizing a complex state and recording its knowledge in writing. To modern eyes, it looks like Egypt was simply ahead of its time, as if it skipped several stages of development that the rest of the world had to go through. This difference has led to endless theories, from lost civilizations to secret knowledge. But the real reason Egypt appeared more advanced is not mysterious at all. It is historical, environmental, and structural. Egypt did not advance faster than the rest of the world. It advanced more consistently, with fewer interruptions. And in human history, continuity is often more powerful than innovation. In this episode, we will explain why Egypt looked so advanced compared to the world around it, using geography, environment, organization, and belief systems. Once these pieces come together, Egypt stops looking like an exception and starts looking like a civilization built under unusually favorable conditions. This is Beyond Time. Don't forget to subscribe in the channel and hit the like button if you are seeking the truth. One of the biggest advantages Egypt had was geography. Egypt was surrounded by natural barriers that acted like defensive walls. To the east and west were vast deserts that were extremely difficult for large armies to cross. To the north was the Mediterranean Sea, and to the south were dangerous Nile cataracts that limited easy invasion. Because of this, Egypt experienced far fewer successful invasions than regions like Mesopotamia. This protection mattered more than it seems. In places like Mesopotamia, civilizations rose and collapsed repeatedly due to invasions and internal instability. Each collapse meant knowledge was lost, cities were destroyed, and systems had to be rebuilt. Egypt, on the other hand, had long periods of stability. When a society does not collapse every few generations, it can refine its systems instead of starting over. Over time, this makes a civilization appear more advanced. Geography did not make Egypt smarter or more creative, it simply gave Egypt time, and time is one of the most valuable resources in human history. The Nile River was the foundation of Egyptian civilization. Unlike rivers in other regions that flooded unpredictably and violently, the Nile followed a mostly regular annual cycle. Every year it flooded, deposited fertile black soil, and then receded. This allowed Egyptians to plan agriculture with confidence and precision. Predictable flooding meant predictable food supply. Predictable food meant surplus, and surplus meant specialization. When not everyone has to farm, some people can become scribes, engineers, doctors, priests, and architects. This is how complex societies develop knowledge. The Nile also encouraged unity. Since the river flowed through the entire country, it connected Upper and Lower Egypt economically and culturally. Trade, communication, and administration were easier than in regions divided by mountains or rival rivers. The Nile did not just feed Egypt, it organized it. Egypt's appearance of advancement came largely from its ability to organize large numbers of people over long periods. This required administration. Writing developed early in Egypt not mainly for storytelling, but for control. Records were kept for taxes, grain storage, labor assignments, and temple offerings. To manage land after the Nile floods, Egyptians developed geometry and measurement systems. To build monuments, they needed precise planning and standardized units. To run temples and cities, they needed trained scribes and officials. This bureaucracy made Egypt look technologically advanced, but it was actually administratively advanced. Most societies develop technology slowly because they lack organization. Egypt developed organization early, which allowed technology and knowledge to accumulate instead of disappearing. Egyptian religion played a major role in how the society functioned. The belief in the afterlife encouraged preservation, planning, and durability. Tombs were built to last forever. Texts were copied carefully. Knowledge was respected and passed down. This mindset encouraged long-term projects. While other societies focused on short-term survival or conquest, Egypt invested in permanence. This is why their monuments were built from stone instead of mud brick, and why their records were carved into walls instead of written only on fragile materials. Religion also supported political stability. The pharaoh was seen as a guarantor of order, not just a ruler. As long as order, or mat, was maintained, the universe itself was believed to function properly. This belief reduced internal conflict and supported continuity. Ancient Egypt did not leap ahead of the world through hidden knowledge or lost technology. It moved forward steadily while others kept falling back. Geography protected it, the Nile stabilized it, administration organized it, and belief systems encouraged long-term thinking. Over centuries, these advantages compounded. Egypt appeared more advanced because it had something rare in the ancient world: time without constant collapse. Progress did not need to be reinvented every generation. Knowledge stayed alive, systems improved, and civilization matured. The real lesson of Egypt is not mystery, but structure. When a society is stable, protected, and organized, advancement becomes possible. Egypt shows us that the greatest advantage in history is not genius, it is continuity.